As all bard songs are, an adaptation. It may involve adult themes and strong language. This is The Curse of Penance RPG.
Welcome to episode 3 of The Curse of Penance RPG. Who are you fine cast you? Starting with Belry.
Well, howdy. I'm Karen. I'm single and looking to mingle, and I find myself in this dreadful godforsaken little town.
For fuck's sake.
Just looking for a smoke and a man. And my son, because he needs ground.
Okay.
Oh, we've never considered. Where the fuck is Tyler right now? His dad's a deadbeat dad and his mum's in prison. He in the
No.
system now.
His dad's in prison.
Tyler's having like the longest empty you're ever gonna fucking have.
I was arrested and escaped. The dad is still in jail for common burglary.
Oh yeah.
Common burglary. Oh, okay.
That's
fancy
Nick Florentino.
Yes, Nick Florentino. Spices Spanish sausage. That's all it.
Oh god.
I meant to say flour, I don't know. I said sausage.
Right.
Hello there, Karen. I am Nick Florentino, a spicy southern sausage.
Everyone
somewhere
calls me
between
chorizo.
Okay.
Right. Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy. I play Meghren. She's a human rogue and somehow has managed to end up with this lot who freak her out mostly.
Okay. AJ.
Hey, I'm AJ. I'm playing Ozmand, who's a tiefling who is hoping to recommence his career as a bard at some point if he ever gets out of Barovia.
Okay. Lexa.
Hey, I'm Lexa. I'm from the Dead Horse podcast. I'm playing Rosie, the human fighter. Yeah, that's it.
Fair enough. And Matt.
Borida. My name is Tubbs, and I'm currently looking for a magic wand so that I can carry on being a necromancer, because I've had to leave my home and don't have any tables.
Taking the show on the road.
We're diving into that backstory.
So, what happened last week?
Previously on The Curse of Penance RPG.
We still have a
Sweet.
windmill that we haven't located.
There was a corpse.
Yeah, but Meg.
Yes. Meg's fist connected with the face of the priest. Accidentally.
Missions, didn't we? We went to a chain of missions where we met a guy and he wanted us to take his sister, but the sister didn't want to leave with us until her dad, who apparently had been there a week, was buried. So we went to the church, and then the priest man said that he wouldn't bury him until sunlight, and then his demonic son was tormenting Karen, and then Meg got aggro with him, and then Karen beat the shit out of his son and he killed him, and then that was it.
Yeah, it was all pretty fucked up.
We learned dark things about Tubbs. And
Last week, the Tubbs reveal.
we learned that he was a zombie slave owner.
Although, from being a zombie slave owner, you did like the spanking. You
Oh, I
seemed
forgot
happy
about
to-
that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
I think a lot of people forgot about the spanking.
Yeah, well,
Tubbs didn't.
yeah.
Okay, so last week ended with you getting the body of Irina's father into the ground, and also leaving the small village of Barovia, and you were headed towards Vallaki. On your journey between Barovia and Vallaki, Irina tells you that she's contemplating changing her name so she's less recognisable because her family has history in Vallaki, and she asks you for suggestions what she thinks you should be called.
I think you look like a Shania.
I'll be honest, if you haven't worked out that's a terrible idea, you are a terrible judge of character.
I know you've said it.
So, Irina, now giggling when Karen speaks and calling by the name Shania, because why the fuck not, goes back to showing you the route to Vallaki.
Does she feel like a woman in this moment?
You'll have to ask her.
Shania, do you feel like a woman?
It's the first roll. No.
Well, let me tell you, and I say this not from experience, but rather from knowledge, the best thing about being a woman is everybody gets to have a little fun.
I don't know, it sounds like she's not impressed much.
And there go the only two Shania Twain references.
Yeah, pretty much.
We burned them both out immediately.
I actually had to Google whether it was a Shania Twain song or not, because I couldn't remember.
I think it was.
I was about 3 seconds away from saying that hips don't lie, and I was like, that's Shakira.
That's Shakira.
So, now you've expired both your Shania Twain references that you all know. You get on the outskirts of Vallaki, and you see ahead of you there is a kind of like a military outpost, a sort of ramshackle style outpost. The guard at the front of the camp looks incredibly drunk as he's swaying back and forth. What do you do?
What's he guarding?
It looks like a sort of small military camp.
Do I see any kind of like bottle on him? Is he, like you said, he looks drunk? Does he look like he's still currently drinking, or is he just got a general shit face look about him?
He's swaying back and forth, but you can't see any bottles.
Damn.
Can I do a is he a zombie roll?
You can roll, yes.
He's
not a zombie, he's a Vistani.
Ooh, I know what they are. Does Tubbs know what they are?
Well, you've met a couple in Barovia. They just seem to be very sort of quiet. They're described as gypsy folk, but yeah.
Okay, so they're not monsters.
No.
Okay.
Just gypsies.
Right, I'm gonna start one time like, hail and well met, and how are we doing tonight?
Okay, roll. He looks at you, swears and goes, "Are you brought the wine? We're not drinking anymore. Not allowed, not a drop till she's found. So you can just wait there." And he points his spear at you, and then sort of staggers badly backwards and then stands back to attention.
Oh, I think this guy's tamping hard, I'll be honest.
Well, you know what I like after a drink? I like a smoke. You got a light, honey?
He again just sways and goes, and just doesn't really make much sense. You notice another guard stagger out from inside and tell you to go away. What do you do?
Wait, we've found her! Look! And I'm just gonna push Rosie forward. Look, we found her for you. Look, we go through now, thank you.
They look at Rosie and they go, "She's grown a lot since before. She was only 7. Is that really her?"
Them kids, they like weeds.
They like what we all like weed here. And they sort of grin like idiots.
Well, it's the mist, you know, it does spooky things. Everybody in the other town, they're like 150 now.
We have to roll for this to see what their reaction is. He just looks at you stunned and says, "No, you're just taking the piss. Fuck off.
It's true.
If you
I'm
want
only
to go
5.
and talk to Vallaki, go there. Fuck off. This is Vistani camp. Fuck off."
We should just...
I don't know, I feel like Karen's probably pretty nosy.
She does seem like she's like really up for putting her nose into other people's business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
she is.
don't you point me to the man in charge so we can talk about him?
He's
Maybe
not
your
here.
manager.
He's away on business looking for his daughter.
What about a supervisor?
He looks perplexed, looks at the other guard. The other guard goes, "Are you older than me? Right, it's me then, so you can fuck off." And again he just tells you to leave.
I swear that always works in the market.
Hey, everyone, here's a question for you. Is Karen the best parent in Barovia?
I hope not.
Because, I'm not gonna lie, everyone can't look after their fucking kids.
Yeah, to be fair, one of them let their kid be stabbed by Ozmand.
Hey, I didn't. And at this point, Ozmand gives up and just stops arguing with it.
That's why they call him the baby stabber. I don't know what accent that was, I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's not why they call me the baby stabber.
What?
Who is that strange voice in the forest there?
Roll perception, see if there's anything around.
Yep, sure.
You can just see what's going on.
Sure. Okay. It's like sort of military compound, but everyone is blind drunk. You do notice that there is a side road that does seem to lead to an actual town about another mile further down the road.
Do I see any unattended musical instruments?
Not here, no.
Okay.
There's lots of like empty bottles lying around, but there's not really anything more than that.
Okay.
I mean, they must have some musical instruments in there somewhere. They love accordions, these chaps, don't they?
Yeah, but who wants to play an accordion?
If only we knew someone who was a sneaky person who could sneak in and have a look around.
I actually knew someone who did play accordion in high school. It was really strange.
Yeah, so everyone always told me when I was little that if you play a musical instrument, like all the girls would fancy, and it turns out they didn't mean the flute.
I admit, I was one of those. I'm a flute player.
I thought you were going to say a flute groupie.
No.
Yeah,
There are.
Oh yeah,
there
in
are
high school
no
I was
flute
totally a
groupies.
flute groupie, yeah.
Of all the instruments, why would you pick accordion?
Because you couldn't fit your harpsichord in your pocket.
Right. Accordion never got anyone laid, is all I'm saying.
Day and
I'm
over
sure,
here.
I'm sure as soon as we submit this, someone will contact us and say, I play the accordion and I get laid.
But did the accordion specifically get them laid? Were they like, damn, that accordion playing is specifically what aroused me?
That
And that's
Lady
why
in
I'm
the Tramp.
sitting with you right now.
Lady in the Tramp.
Yeah, Lady in the Tramp had that.
Did it?
It's all French stuff.
Admittedly, he was playing it for someone else, but still.
Also, they were dogs. Wait a minute.
Have you just realised they were dogs in Lady in the Tramp? Let me tell you, I'm about to look up Finding Nemo that's going to blow your fucking mind.
Also 101 Dalmatians.
What? No.
Right, so we have
Right,
half a lead into a town or a juicy camp that we can steal from because everyone's drunk.
Well, I'm specifically
Well,
keeping my eye out for stringed instruments rather than accordions, because like accordions aren't really Osmond's jam. He knows
Roll
that
to
you'd never
sneak
get
in.
laid by playing the accordion.
Yeah. I
It's
think
public knowledge.
I think it's a good idea to maybe try and nick some better stuff.
We did get wine at the end of last week, I just remembered.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
maybe-
I got half a bottle of wine here for you, sugar.
The drunk staggers over, snatches it out of your hand, glugs it, and then throws the bottle back at you and says, Now I've drank you, you fucker.
Traditionally, an exchange of goods requires an exchange from both sides.
I am giving you nothing.
I'm going to tell your manager that you are stealing from the civilian folk. I don't think that worked, guys.
right,
Should
I
we-
don't want to.
I mean, we could offer to go and find this little girl. I mean, I know we've offered to find a lot of little girls right now, but, you
So
know,
this isn't our only little girl.
Gonna have a list, aren't we?
Fucking
add it
rescue
to the
rangers.
quest journal.
Little girl retrieval number 2.
Also, because we can go and talk to people inside about last time they saw the little girl,
This is true.
and then we can nick shit while we're in there.
This is a very good plan. Tubbs, it's a very good plan. I like this plan. For once, you have a good plan.
Roll.
Oh, do we all have to roll?
No, just Tubbs.
Just
Oh, so Tubbs is the one suggesting this. Okay.
You try and convince them, they tell you that she's definitely not on the camp. They've turned the camp over, she's not here. They will reward you if you find her, though.
I know she's not here, but if we go in, we can talk to other people and collect evidence. You see, we're investigators, you see.
It's a CSI Barovia coming back.
Exactly.
What's her name? What was the girl's name?
Right, so, you've got a little
the
girl.
drunk tells you that the child's name is Arabelle.
Well, we have a dog. Maybe if you had something of Arabelle's, pretty name by the way, we could help sniff for her.
Do we have a dog, Karen? Do we have a dog? Interesting.
Well, my short friend here has a dog.
Short friend.
He's like a halfling, isn't he? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My old friend here is right, I do have a dog.
The Vistani. Actually, let's see what he does. Swings to kick the dog and passes right through it, and then goes, "You fucking rats! Fucking rats!"
Tubbs is going to swing for this guy with his nothing that he has because he doesn't have any weapon. Oh no, I don't. I have a candlestick from the temple I stole, which I had from last week's episode, so I'm going to swing for him with that because no one kicks my dog. And I'm going to, in fact,
roll.
I'll do it. No one kicks my fucking dog! That is a natural 20.
You crack him in the head, he falls down a pool of blood. The other guard starts laughing, and then you hear him whistling, and about 3 or 4 archers suddenly appear and draw their arrows towards you.
That's very clever.
He did kick the dog, and I'm kinda with Tubbs. I can't abide cruelty to a dog.
Cruelty to a dog.
To a dog.
Did that guy who was gesturing me have a spear, or did I make that up?
He did have a spear, yes. Do you want it?
Yeah, Tubbs is going to throw one at the archer.
So, right.
Important things. Tubbs has never held a spear nor thrown a spear in his life.
Right, let's see
Also-
how your throw gets on then.
Tubbs the halfling is going to throw a spear designed for a not halfling.
Yep.
Just going full on rampage.
He picks it up in his arms, he's holding it with both hands, he throws it. It's like watching an audition for Zulu. It goes about 3 meters and embeds in the ground and starts shaking.
Nice.
That's a warning shot. You put those arrows down.
Got another one in my pocket, I'll throw it at you next. The guard tells you to leave now
Right, well done.
Yeah.
I'm really
as
sorry.
they drag the bleeding corpse of the other one in. And
Wait,
you notice
corpse?
that well, Tubbs has cracked him through the head.
Oh, I thought he just punched him out. I didn't.
No, he was actually been killed.
Tubbs committed a murder.
They,
Wait, is that the first kill in combat?
yes.
Huzzah.
No, actually no, yes it is.
Is
So,
the spear still in the ground?
yes, the spear's still on the ground.
I'm going to take it and give it to someone who's better than me with spears.
Okay.
Which might be the dog at this point. It could be anyone.
You grab the spear and you all begin to backtrack up a bit as you notice them, like rabid dogs, picking through the corpse of the dead Vistani, taking all his loot and then sort of rolling the body down the hill.
Giving them that fucking, like, I'm gonna call corporate stare. As we're like,
So
I wait till we're like a little ways away and I turn to the others and go, do you guys remember that time that Tubbs legit murdered a dude for no reason?
He kicked my already dead dog. He might have
He
killed
missed
him.
it there. He
he
missed
did
it though.
kick the dog. I cannot stand violence to a dog.
I'm not going to lie. I haven't fought a lot. I didn't know that was going to happen. Would you like a spear? Who wants his spear? Anyone?
The spear.
Rosie, you want the spear?
Oh, the spear.
I'm going to give the spear to Rosie.
Shania looks at you and says, that doesn't impress her much.
Well, we're not here to impress you, unfortunately.
And you didn't really help the situation either.
Yeah, you didn't really help out the situation.
Eventually you come to the small town of Vallaki.
Does it look like much of a party town?
It's,
Party every
it seems relatively quiet, but you pull the cart in and the guards at the gate eventually let you through and you tell them that you have business here.
I don't mention the murder that just happened.
No, best idea.
Shania,
Still talking to Karen. Did you see how I hit him on the head, though? We were impressed. Tell me you were impressed.
Yeah, that was a good murder you did.
I'll be honest. It was my first. I'm not gonna lie. It was my first one. I kind of liked it.
Reminds me of the time I saw my dad kill his uncle.
Oh God. Are we surrounded by absolute idiots?
He was also his brother.
Why does that not surprise me, Karen? Why does that not surprise me?
so you arrive in Vallaki and Shania takes you up to the inn. And as you go in the inn, she looks at you, goes, I guess we're staying here for the night. I'll cover the rooms as I'm sure you have other things you can be getting on with. And she pays the barman and then retreats to her room, leaving you standing in an inn with drinks on the table. There is the barman, his wife, and there is a man in a purple and black It's kind of like a jester's outfit, kind of like an acrobat's outfit, standing next to the bar. What do you do?
I either do next to the bar because I like to think of myself as the only game in town when it comes to bar entertainment, and I don't like the competition.
Fair enough.
So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on him in case he starts trying to entertain people, in which case I'm going to intervene.
Because you can't stand another bard.
The only bard in the village.
This inn's only big enough for the two. You know what I meant. The one of us.
This bar's only big enough for the two of us.
Yeah.
What's your problem?
There's a third bard in the corner.
Right.
While we're talking bard stuff, I look around. Are there any like old instruments on the walls or anything?
Not here, no. There's a lots of like waterfall motifs. With like, you know, artistically oil paintings of waterfalls, and it's very blue and very water-based.
Very tasteful.
Yeah, if you like that
Oh,
kind of
you
thing.
look like you're tamping us. Is something up?
I haven't been able to rock out for a few days. I'm getting a bit antsy.
I'm gonna brandish the candlestick. You want me to sort him out? I'll do it.
Nah, I know you've got a taste for blood now. I think I'm all right. I can handle myself. I got a bread knife.
True, you can't kill people with that. We've seen.
I haven't killed anyone.
I mean, babies
Siren?
is easy though.
I go for a high five with Karen.
He didn't kill the baby, he just opened the cloth.
The baby was a ghost.
Yeah, the baby wasn't there. He didn't actually kill anyone.
The barman eyes you suspiciously when you refer to as baby killer.
Hail and well met. I don't suppose you've got a guitar.
The barman sort of looks behind the bar and looks at you and goes, no.
It's a shame. You people have just missed out on the concert of the century.
I like that he looked under there as if he might have one, but he wasn't sure.
Does that mean he has
got one
something
somewhere.
similar?
He was
got a
denying it.
ukulele? A banjo?
He looks
lab
behind the
hat?
bar and produces a small squeeze box which he sits on the bar.
No,
Tell me.
standards.
I've got a question for you, barman. Has
Yeah?
that squeeze box ever got you laid?
He looks at his wife and winks and his wife giggles.
I'll take that as a yes.
Okay, I did have to Google what a squeeze box was, but apparently it's an accordion.
But it has got him laid.
Right, I'm gonna order a drink then and just sit quietly and just chill out from all the crazy for a little bit.
When you order your drinks, the man in the purple introduces himself as Rictavio, and he tells you that he is a circus owner and performer, and he asks you where you're from.
That's a lot of information for a short introduction.
He basically is one of those people that likes to do dramatic bows and full titles and everything.
I'm
can
just
dig it.
gonna stare at him and blink. Okay. Hi.
You're pressing me much.
Meg's just walked in from like a really harrowing journey and she just wants a drink and 5 minutes to peace. And now she's getting dramatic bows like she's some sort of royalty, and Meg's just gonna go, uh-huh. And what has this got to do with me?
He says, "Good
I just wanna be
morrow,
left
fair
alone."
lady. Do you not wish to furnish me with some tales of your adventures?"
I punched a priest.
He immediately looks troubled. You
Yes, you
punched
did.
a priest?
Amazing.
And I beat his son.
And I killed a guy!
He immediately puts his hat back on and goes back to quietly enjoying his drink.
Nice talking to you.
So, what do you do now?
Well, I'm gonna sit and have a drink.
I'm gonna lean up over the bar and ask the barman if he has a light, with like one of my horrible rollies in my mouth.
Oh, Karen.
The barman points to one of the tables which has candles on it.
I'm gonna sulkily go at the candle, because like I'm a bit disappointed that he didn't reciprocate any of like the flirting, but also like a smoke's a smoke. I like a challenge.
So, tell me, any magic wands in the area? Just chilling, you know?
He thinks about it for a second and says, priest might have one.
We've got a good track record with priests, I'll have you know, so maybe I'll go and see him. Although, does he object to necromancy?
Well, he's quite an elderly priest, so you can but ask.
Wonderful. So, is there anything of interest in the town that we should do of an evening? I mean, any tall hedges or, anything like that?
Side of roads? No, they were all outside.
Anywhere to dance.
He sort of shrugs and tells you that there's a toy maker, I guess.
Can we dance there?
He sort of shrugs and gives you vague directions to the priest and the toy maker.
I was told this was a part of town.
Oh, right. That's at the weekend.
I told you guys we shouldn't have come on a Thursday.
What day is it today?
It's a Thursday.
Student night.
Exactly.
Actually, no, it's a Wednesday, actually. It's a Wednesday.
I think Karen's probably a bit past it. Student at this point.
Karen is definitely the person that goes out on a student night and hangs out there despite the fact she's 45.
Oh yeah, she goes out on the student night because lots of drunk students, but she's definitely not a student herself.
Oh god, a student
Right.
of life, Karen.
So, Thompson's going to go back to everyone else and be like, right, there's a priest who might have a wand and there's a toy maker, which given the context of the fog and the windmill sounds creepy as balls. What do we want to do?
Is Shania still here?
Shania's
No,
gone
she's
to her
gone to her
room to get a
room.
break away from you all.
I mean, yeah, I don't disagree about the toy maker. Probably pretty freaky after some of the other shit we've seen.
Maybe the boat has sailed for rescuing that 7-year-old girl and getting a reward from those chaps,
It's true.
given what happened.
You did kind of fuck that up for us.
You can go back, it's fine, I'll just hang here, it's fine.
So long as we don't take the guy who legit murdered one of them, we'll be fine.
I'll be honest, I wasn't trying to murder him.
Okay, so long as I'll rephrase. Yeah, so long as we don't take the guy who legit manslaughtered one of them, we'll be fine.
So, where was Shania, sorry?
Shania's
She's away
gone
back
to
to her
one of the
room.
rooms that you have above the inn.
Alright. Do you think it's warm in the middle of the night? No? No one?
I got that.
Is this another that don't impress me much reference?
It is.
I'm genuinely not impressed.
What do you guys want to do? Do you want to go and check this stupid toy maker and priest, or do you want to have a drink first and then go?
Well, I
Oh,
was
well, I
wondering.
definitely want a drink, honey.
Karen, can you do me a favor? Can you roll me one? I'll have one with you.
Sure.
If we're getting into this crap again, I need nicotine.
Roll to see how you react to Karen's acrid cigarettes.
Oh god.
Even at that, you start hacking your guts up. You do finish it, but by the end of it, you feel like your voice has gone down like 5 tones.
Okay. Thanks for that.
In the town, sugar.
What do it then, guys?
Well, if we go and see the old priest, he sounds old, so Rosie can stab him, and I can have a magic wand.
Hey, you might not even have a wand.
It's true,
I-
we might not have one.
He might not, but I'm hoping someone in this godforsaken place does, because while I'm moderately handy with my fists, I've been riding on luck so far.
That's
You-
true.
You were pretty good with that candlestick.
Well, thank you, Karen.
We can always stab him until it tells us where there's a wand.
I
Also,
feel like
I'm
that
thinking-
might not be a very long conversation.
Also, there
Almost.
may be zombies, maybe, that we could I don't know, just spitballing here.
They were just drunk guys. Remember you killed one of them.
But we could make them zombies.
Oh no.
Didn't that guy you killed get eaten by like dogs? Didn't he?
No.
Right? No?
He got his loot and everything ripped off his body, and then his like naked body got rolled down a hill.
So
was
it was
a
metaphorical dogs. I feel like Karen, like metaphors probably go over Karen's head. As they apparently go over mine too.
Right. So
Well, that's one of their metaphors.
that's some of those meta 3s.
Don't you give me metaphors, I got their meta 5s.
Oh Christ.
I want to actually go talk to, is it Rick Tavio?
Yep.
To see if he has any contacts that I might be able to procure a guitar from.
Okay. Roll to speak to him. He sort of clicks immediately that you're not from around here, and he tells you that he too kind of got stuck here. He does have a guitar, but it's at his tower, where like most of his circus stuff has been, because it's the most like safe place.
Can you go get me one?
Next time he goes to there, he will pick it up for you,
Sweet.
and that will be in a couple of days.
Cool. I shake his hand on that.
Okay.
I come back to the table. Guys, we're all set. I can get a guitar. We can rock this joint. It'll be great. Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me.
Are the rest of you now leaving to go speak to these other people in town?
I mean, I guess so. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get this going.
So, as you're walking down the street, you notice that it's getting the end of the day, and there's this sort of like obvious drunk just walks through the gates. He drags behind him this very old, beaten-looking fishing rod and a empty like cloth bag, and he grumbles about how, you know, he'll have better luck tomorrow. And you see him glugging from a bottle of what smells like some sort of fish gut vodka.
You say that, but like beer is brewed using fish bladders.
But still, ew.
Yeah.
I can imagine the smell will be awful.
You continue down the road and you hear the sound of a ruckus going on ahead of you. And you see a man, like he's built like a fucking brick shithouse, come out of this small shop. He turns round and points in the shop and yells, "It better be right next time," and starts walking off towards where you are. His left arm is like, it looks like it's animated and mechanical, like some sort of steampunk style arm. It looks like it's made solidly of metal and gears. It just keeps moving, whereas the rest of him looks normal.
Whoa.
You been having trouble with that shop there? I know a thing or two about dealing with shop owners.
He eyes you suspiciously and keeps on walking.
I don't think it's a good idea to talk to him.
Maybe we should go and check in on the shop.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, he looks like a bully and we are heroes now. So,
speak for yourself.
I murdered that guy like a hero. I apparently can't do a Welsh accent at all.
Oh,
tell me, do you know one good person who's ever kicked a dog?
No. I agree, you should not kick dogs. Dogs are God's gift to man.
Exactly. Right, I'm gonna go have a look at that shop.
right. As you walk into the shop, you immediately realise this is the toy maker's shop.
Oh,
There is a middle-aged looking man wearing a lime green coloured jester's outfit. His hands are over his eyes and he seems to be like sobbing into himself, and he's hunched over the desk. In the corner at the back of the room there is a very large orangutan that is slowly like taking apart mechanised toys. All around the room are dolls and clockwork marionettes and all this kind of like obvious toys and puppets and stuff. And in the middle of the room there is this grand clock. Currently on front of the clock there is a gallows and someone with a rope around their neck standing like a puppet in front of the clock. What do you do?
As in a fake person or a real person?
No, like a toy.
These are the kind of toys I'd be given to any sort of kids.
Agree.
He notices you arriving and he obviously is trying to push down how he's feeling and goes, friends, come buy my toys.
I'm immediately freaked out by the jester outfit and the crying jester that's at us, so I'm gonna just back away slowly. I don't like clowns. Jesters.
Rosie
Nope.
feels bad and says, "What's the matter? Man upset you, that giant man?"
He literally just implodes into crying and tells you that it's every time as it comes. About 6 months ago he came in with this design he'd made and he wanted this doll to be made and I crafted it for him, and every week if I've crafted it and given it to him he comes back the next day saying it's not good enough and throws it back at me. I've remade it about 7 times and every time I remake it he seems to want one more detail changed. I just can't do it anymore. And in front of him is a very obviously saggy cloth doll that just looks like it's had so much work done to it that it's gone from being a generic doll to actually being quite human-like.
Like Karen.
Yeah, like that.
Except the other way around.
Does it look creepy? Ozmand doesn't like creepy dolls.
Well, don't all dolls look creepy?
Oh yeah, as well.
Yeah.
But is this like porcelain doll creepy? Or like,
Yeah, it's a sliding scale of doll
Cloth
creepiness.
body and a porcelain face.
That's pretty fucking creepy. Yeah. I hide behind Meg.
Oh, thanks.
Rosie asked the man, do you know why he wants the doll?
He paid me once for it and he just keeps bringing it back every time. I can't ask him for any more. He's the mayor's, like, kind of like bodyguard, so I can't really tell him to stop because I'll just get thrown out of the village. There's wolves out there. I can't go outside.
What's with the monkey, though? Shouldn't he be at the library?
He looks at the monkey and he says, oh, he was loaned to me. And the monkey sort of looks up at you and then carries on, like, very systematically taking apart this mechanical thing in front of it.
I look at the monkey and I whisper, left turn, Clyde. Does anything happen?
The monkey sort of tilts its head at you and then goes back to just systematically dismantling this. It looks like a ballerina.
Must be a different monkey.
I must say, people in this town are dressed very bizarrely, and you're one of them. What's with the get-up?
Well, I'm here to make people laugh.
Go on,
This
then.
is the laugh.
Well, I sell toys.
It doesn't look like it's working, son.
Well,
Yeah,
what do you want me
everybody-
to do? I can't leave.
How do you expect people to laugh with these toys of people hanging from, like, bell towers? Or whatever the hell it was.
Well, that was a clock, but yes. He just tells you that, but they're wonderful, aren't they? They're all mechanical, they move. It's like they're alive.
They ain't toys for no kids, son.
Those are like collector toys.
Can everyone roll me a d20, please?
Yeah. Natural 20.
Natural 20. You hear the sound of the clock striking the hour, and as you do, the little doll that's got the noose round its neck falls through the trapdoor, and then you hear a sort of very thick, like, as the gallows and everything begin to move back round behind the clock.
That is pretty metal.
I'm gonna roll a dungeoneering check.
Okay.
Oh, no.
He notices you all looking at the clock and he says, that was one of my first. I built that when I arrived here and realised I couldn't leave.
When you say couldn't leave,
Well, the fog. You can't leave the region.
because of fog.
He looks at you like, if you're not sure what he's talking about, he's just like, well, okay, never mind then, and just sort of busies himself. And then looks back and says, would you like to buy some toys?
Surely you should be making, like, trains or windmills or something.
What's a train?
Do trains exist? Little carts?
Little carts exist, but I don't know if trains exist.
Also, we already have a windmill, thank you. We own a real one, so I don't want
Oh, the windmill! I've got a windmill! He goes behind the counter and pulls up this
so if
small red windmill that's about maybe 7 meters high.
That's our
7
windmill.
inches high, sorry, and he sits it on the table.
Do you know, where's your reference? Did you make this stuff about somewhere else?
This is the red mill. And he looks at you sort of blankly as in like, that isn't this obvious?
Well,
Well,
we
we're
own it.
new, and we inherited this windmill from my dad, who got hung on account of killing his uncle, who was also his brother. Could you point us where that was?
He sort of blinks a few times and then tells you, well, I don't go there personally. It's, I don't appreciate the kind of people that hang around there. And he seems to subtly move the windmill back below the table and stop talking about it.
We're really from around here, so what do you?
He sort of looks quite shiftily and he tells you that I wouldn't be the person to ask where it is.
I mean, it is associated with a weird cult, isn't it? So,
yeah, it's not really the most desirable place to go.
He looks at you and goes, cult? Yes, cult. Cult, yes, that's what it is. Cult.
You don't sound convinced.
right, do you have a little toy guitar, or a toy one that happens to be real, or any toy things we can have for a windmill?
I might give him a Sailor Moon hot one, please.
He digs around behind the desk and he finds a small piece of wood with a badly painted yellow, like goldy yellow star on the end. He says, a wand! Here we go. A toy wand for you. That'll only be 20 gold.
What?
That is currently 20 more gold than I have.
It's a bit outside our price range.
His eyes seem to sort of, oh,
How about we kill the big
gold?
fella?
what?
What if we go talk to that big guy and you give us some?
Well, I guess if you could convince him, then maybe I'd give you it cheaper, but I'd still need to make some money on it. You know, this is a wand. It's not as if it's just, nothing. It took me several hours to make this.
Can I try it out before I buy?
He looks a little unsure.
I'm going to roll to persuade him.
Roll to persuade him, then.
I'm going to stand right here. I'm just going to give it a wave and see what happens. I promise I won't hurt anybody, and if I do, then I'll fix it or something.
But you don't have the money to pay for it.
I have a windmill.
Shania was giving
carefully
us 50 gold.
takes... Sorry, on you go.
She paid for our stay at the inn. I don't think she's giving us money.
No, you're right. We were promised 50 gold for transporting her.
Oh, that is true.
You do have some gold on you.
Oh.
Are you wanting to spend 20 gold on this wand?
I mean, I want to see if it's real first.
Yeah,
He said it's a toy.
Well, what do you want to do?
I am going to pass on this wand unless he can show me a magic. Actually, can you show me a magic trick with it so that I know it's legitimate?
Roll a d20. He shows you a trick where he manages to conjure flowers out of his hand. You're immediately taken by it and start clapping like an excitable child.
That's incorrect. Right, who's got the gold? I need to give this man gold. Only 20 gold for as many flowers as you want.
Oh God, no.
Wizardy magic.
But there were no flowers, and now there are flowers. Come on, you can't tell me there's more wizardy magic than that.
There's nothing.
You're a
Tubbs.
necromancer.
Watch this, Tubbs. And I'd do that thing, where you pretend to pull your thumb off.
Roll a d20 to see how... Tubbs will roll, see how he gets on with this. Tubbs looks at you going, nah, you've done this before, you've got a detachable thumb, Karen.
That's
not real magic, not like the flowers. Oh.
Tubbs, a coin just come out of your ear, and Rosie leans his ear and pulls out a gold coin.
Roll to see how a coin comes out of Tubbs' ear.
Oh my God!
His mind's blown out completely away.
Right, I'm not having that. You need to teach me. You did that magic without even having a wand on you. Is the spear a magic? Is that a magic staff, not a spear? Oh, I gave you a magic staff.
The toy maker leans down and goes, but she's given you a coin. Now you're only 19 coins short of this wand.
I'll be honest, if she can pull gold out of my ear, well, in fact, Tubbs is going to now start tipping his ear on the floor, bashing the other side of his head, trying to make more fall out.
Roll to see what happens.
Don't roll a 20, we know what happened last time we tried to hit anybody.
The toy maker just takes the one gold that you've managed to procure from the side of your head, pushes the wand across the table and says, yes! Now don't destroy my table anymore, just take the wand and go. So Tubbs now has a small wooden wand with a gold star on the end.
Maybe the priest can enchant that for you.
I mean, it's already magic, it makes flowers. I'm going to wave it and make flowers come out of it, but probably not.
No flowers come out of it, but you do make the sort of sparkle noise as you move it.
Meg's wondering how the hell she got here. And surrounded by children. Oh God, what have I done?
Karen isn't a child, she's 46.
Karen's not a child, she's 46.
Episode name right now.
If I ever wanted a subtitle for this week's episode, it will be Karen's not a child, she's only 46.
Has Tubb realised this is not a real magic wand?
No.
Okay, cool.
He believes in his heart that it's a magic wand.
There's probably some command word, Tubbs. Keep at it.
I'll be honest, I'm a necromancer. I bring up old life, not make new life. So you guys wouldn't understand how it works. You don't know the ways of magic like I do. It's a very complicated process.
That's true.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
You're all bustled out of the toy maker's shop, and he shuts the door and then begins to start trying to put his counter back together that Tubbs has smashed his head on.
Tubbs is keeping his eye out for any roadkill.
So you begin continually walking
That guy
down the
you
street.
killed. Is that guy you killed earlier?
We could recruit him to the party, yeah.
Yeah, but then we'll just have a naked corpse following us around, and I don't think it's going to bring the mood down.
Yeah.
I feel like it might take the mood up, I'll be honest.
It could be that he could follow us around, and when we get tired, we could use him as a chair.
Why would we not just have him carry us?
Or carry a chair.
Right. I feel like we were meant to help that toy maker somehow, and we haven't really.
Don't need to. He just gave us the 1-for-1
So, you leave the toy shop and you continue down the road towards where the priest is. You pass several posters that seem to have been, hastily put up on top of some previous posters that all depict a child's drawing of a sun with several stick men that look like they're cheering.
Because that doesn't look creepy at all.
What have they been hastily posted over? Can I, lift one up?
You can try and remove previous one if you want.
I will try and remove one, because I do want.
Okay.
It does that really annoying thing where, it leaves a little bit of the sticker behind.
Yep. You can't really see anything, though you do seem to see... It looks like another bunch of stick figures cheering about something, but you can't see what they're cheering about.
I suppose these people do seem pretty freaked out by the night time. They'll be pretty happy when the sun comes out.
Does the sun come out?
It's getting into early evening, so no.
Yeah. I just mean since we've been here, has there been a sunny day?
No, it's mostly been pretty miserable.
Damn.
Anyone have demonologies to check it?
I do.
Maybe check that, just in case.
Yeah, does it look like it could be portraying any kind of demon that I as a tiefling might know about?
Roll. Not that you can see, it seems mostly just to be paper that's been quickly drawn so it could be mass produced.
Right, okay. Nothing evil about it.
Not really, no.
Okay.
Man, I bet Tyler could do a better job than that. He got a C in art, you know.
The title is 14.
They do art at 14 in schools?
I just mean, this is clearly a child's drawing.
Well, my son could beat that child.
If not, I'll beat that child.
Is it just me, or is everything around here weirdly related to children?
Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
I hadn't noticed. Maybe you're just getting broody tubs.
Maybe. I mean, how many zombies would you need to make a crib, though?
Oh, Tubbs, really? Really?
You could hollow one out and use the ribs as the little bars to stop the baby getting out.
No, that would make a mess. I'm not cruel to them. Jeez, Karen, you sadistic fuck.
Well, that's no way to talk to a lady.
I'll let you know if I see one.
Oh,
the romance is dead. The romance is dead.
The ship's sinking, guys.
Oh, God.
No, it's fine. There has to be. It's like every rom-com. There has to be a fallout.
Yeah, it's a will they, won't they situation.
So, is Karen a tsundere? Is that what we're saying?
Is Karen a what?
A tsundere. No, I've just realised this is entirely the wrong crowd to use anime references.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the fuck you mean.
Tsunderes are the people who are no, I'm only doing it because I kind of wanted to do it anyway, and I don't like you, idiot.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, shit.
I have no fucking clue.
Right. Should we go and talk to this priest?
Yeah, let's go.
I tell you what, though, given that I've got us kicked out of a gypsy camp and a toy shop, maybe someone else should lead from the front.
Yeah, maybe you should hang back and not be the one who does the talking.
I think I like that, although we do need to get him to look at my wand to see what powers it has.
That's true.
Okay.
But I'll chip in with that later.
Okay. So, you carry on at the end of the long street. There's this quite extravagant looking church that's very well lit. As you enter, you see an incredibly elderly looking priest who looks like he is about late 80s. And as you approach, he greets you and says, "Welcome. Are you here for blessing?"
Yes, Father, we are. Yes, we're here for blessing. Blessing is our business, and that's why we're here.
He looks you all over and says, "You don't look like you're from here."
It's the horns. A lot of people get put off by them, but no, we're not from here.
Haven't seen you in the church before, though.
No, I mean, this first time here, a new town, you go and you get blessed.
Are from outside.
Yeah.
Right.
He visited a friend, Shania.
Shania. Well, at least she's not called fucking Courtney. So he goes, so you're not from around here. This is good. He sort of looks around, makes sure that there's no one else about, and says, I have a small favour to ask, if I may.
Look, man, I don't
Speak
deal
about this
anymore.
privately.
Now, the last time we helped out a priest, we kinda killed his son.
You did what?
That was only because he had a demon son.
Oh my, are you witch hunters?
Sure, why not?
Tubbs is standing back a group grumpy. I see one. And he points to Karen. Look, I found one already.
Chill out.
Oh
He
god.
sort of leads you to a small side room, closes the door behind him. He informs you all that about a week ago, the sacred artifacts that keep the church holy have disappeared, and the church is no longer ordained effectively. It's no longer got the religious protection it once did.
It's going to be pretty hard for us to get that blessing, then.
They were valuable, were they? Worth a lot of
He looks
money.
at you and says they were worth nothing. They were just protection. They brought protection to the people.
You suspects.
Well, the only person who knew about them apart from myself was my younger altar boy. I'm training him to take over. As you can probably tell, I'm not a spring chicken as I once was. My time is not very long of this world, and when I pass, I don't know how far away I will pass to. And I need to make sure that Jeska knows how to take over and look after the flock.
So what exactly were these, relics that were stolen?
They were bones of St. Andrew. This is, of course, St. Andrew's church.
Tubbs, you're up.
Bones? Oh, if you want, I can bring him back. You can have a saint run the church when you die. Or I can bring you back and you can keep running. I mean...
Well, the problem is the bones are missing. That's the problem.
Well,
They're not
yes, but
on
once we
church
find them...
ground any longer.
Well, where are they then?
Well, I don't know.
You check behind the sofa.
He looks at you and goes, Sofa? We don't abide any of that comfort nonsense here.
Just ask the sofa to get up and move out the way, it'll be fine.
Next week
See?
on DFS sale.
Right, so, we're missing some bones, and you think the altar boy might have taken them.
He's a good lad. I don't think he'd have taken them, but it's only since I spoke to him that they've gone missing.
How old's this lad? He might be going through his rebellious phase.
He's 17.
No, that's what he fuck.
My friend Oz here, the one with the horns, is very good with children, so don't you worry, we'll find him.
Fantastic. And he sort of puts his hands together and gives you a slight sort of praising nod.
I give him a nod back and kind of... just what could have been a wink. But he's not sure.
Now, obviously, as prestigious witch hunters, we're gonna need some kind of recompense. So, what you got, old man?
Well,
Father, I
I'm
don't
close
know.
friends with the mayor. I could maybe speak to him about having a festival in your honor.
Maybe you could speak to him about getting his big friend off the back of our toy makers, buddy.
Oh, Isaac does tend to be a bit of a problem. I could speak to him about that, yes, I could do that.
Also a pouch of tobacco. I'm running low.
Tobacco.
I feel like, Karen, we could just buy that on the way.
Yeah.
Now, in advance, since I've come into this cloud, my wand doesn't appear to be working as I thought it might. Would you inspect it for me and make sure, as a man of magical prowess, that it's doing what it should? And I'm going to give him the wand and hope you check that over for me.
My dear child, once the bones are back and I can bless them, I'll be able to bless your wand. But until then, I have no power.
You hear that, Tubbs? Once the bones are back, you can... I'm just trying to make a dick joke and it's not working, forget about it.
You mean if I give him some bone, then
Yeah, maybe he'll
bless
be able to
me.
inspect your wand properly.
Oh, wonderful, right. Well,
Did you say wonderful?
no.
Oh dear Jesus. Right.
I'd like some new equipment. That's why I would like decent armor. You know, Could you maybe point us out in somewhere where we could get that done?
Well, I haven't really bought any new clothes in the past 50 years. And he looks down at his sort of vestial robes and shrugs.
Yeah. But surely you know.
I can maybe ask around, I suppose.
Yeah, you surely don't know of like a blacksmith or something.
Oh, not in this village. Maybe in Kresk, but not here. We don't forge weapons here. It's the burgomaster's very clear that we don't have weapons here.
Right.
You
Not
mean
after
everyone
the-
is unarmed?
Not after the wolf impalement fiasco.
Wolf impalement?
It's a long story, child. I'll get into it later. Please, just not right
Chris,
now.
your altar boy.
Oh, right. You'll find him. He gives you directions to, like, outside and along the road a bit. You'll find him. Like, that's where his house is.
You've been disciplining that boy good, right?
He's not my boy. He just works for me.
I'm gonna take that as a no. You gotta show a firm hand with them kids. Probably why I stole your bones.
He just shakes his head and says, please just find them.
Oh, he'll find the back of my hand.
Should we go and threaten another child until he gives us some bones?
Oh, God. Right.
Oh,
On you go.
Okay, as we leave, I kind of nudge Meg and go, he didn't look like he could take a punch.
Okay.
Really love.
The only reason I punched the other guy is because I was getting fed up. And right now I've had drink. So let's just get on and find the kid, sort this out, and carry on. I'm done. I'm getting there.
You're
Let's
getting
go.
out of the priest punching game.
Yes, we're getting out of the priest punching game unless it's necessary.
You should just be getting started. You're really good at it.
Well, we'll keep him in the back pocket just in case.
I'm
I'll make
undefeated
that.
in any region across Barovia in priest punching.
You're 1-0 at the moment. You're doing well.
Reigning champion. Here we go.
Okay, so you leave the church and you follow the path down the road to the very small house that the boy lives at. And as you knock on the door, a very timid-looking young man answers. What do you do?
You the altar boy.
He nods and looks why 5 strangers and a skeleton dog have come to his door.
We're CSI Barovia. We've heard that you might have some bones with you, and we'd like to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Tubbs.
His eyes grow wide and he goes, bones? I don't
What?
know anything about bones.
I'm going to start with, what's up, Rosie, Meg?
What?
One of you is like Tubbs.
Oh, it was me, sorry. I was like, we can ease into this. We don't have to go straight for the jugular of the bones. We can just go, yeah, let's have a nice conversation, kid. He's a kid.
But we're playing good cop, bad cop, maid cop, and baby stabber cop.
I did start off quite aggressively.
Basically, you want us to disclose our entire operation in front of this kid.
Well, he knows he doesn't have to worry about baby stabber cop if he's 17.
I think now that you've mentioned it, the kid is going to be freaking out now.
Kid is quite freaked out by you standing there having an argument calling one of you baby stabber.
Don't worry
Ignore
about
him,
it. You're 17. You have nothing to worry about.
Tubbs
He
is gonna
begins
crumble
to
the ball
quietly
in the back
start
of the group.
closing the door.
Right, kid,
I've-
I'm sorry.
Just jam my foot in the door.
We just want some information, and then
Yeah.
the priest sent us. We just want some information about the bones, and then be gone. That's
He
all we want.
Bones, little
looks at
boy.
you and says, but what bones?
You know, the sacred bones.
I'm sure the altar boy would know about the sacred bones.
Yeah.
Surely.
What
You said you
sacred
did know.
bones?
The
Just
bo-
that you know about the bones. Bones have gone missing.
His eyes grow a bit wider, and he goes, No, I didn't tell anyone about the bones.
Boy, I think you're hiding something from me, boy.
He begins to go red a bit, and he tells you that he did tell his friend about the bones,
Oh.
but
So
he
what's your
wouldn't
friend
take them. He wouldn't do that.
Well, someone's took them, so why don't you tell me where this friend of yours is?
name? Yeah, maybe they know something.
He tells you that his friend is called Villavosh. Probably butchered the name because there's no way I can fucking pronounce it. And he is the You find him in the cemetery. He's the one that digs the graves.
Well, gee, don't that sound like one of them coincidences?
Just, why does everything have to involve a grave? Digging a grave.
Well, I think
Story.
I'm feeling particularly mournful. Why don't you show me where this graveyard is, boy?
He just points towards the church's graveyard, and he again tries to close the door over because he doesn't want to talk to Karen, because he finds Karen quite intimidating.
I gotta say, Karen, you can't just ask a teenage boy about where the bones are.
Right, so what are you doing?
Are we going after the gravedigger now, or is he showing us the direction?
Let's go after the gravedigger. Sounds like he's in.
It's a jolly old time. So, you head towards the cemetery and you notice a man getting out of a freshly dug grave and picking up a shovel and beginning to walk down the street.
Finally, a zombie! Oh, you there, I need a ladder. And I flourish my wand at him.
Roll.
Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh.
You point your wand to him and shout, "Zap!" And the person turns round, sees you brandishing something towards him, and begins to run.
Oh, nice one, Tubbs. Now we have to chase him.
Not a zombie. I said, you chase him. I'm not particularly fast.
Close enough to jump on top of him before he runs.
You were about a good 30 metres away from him.
You can outrun him.
This boy's slippery as a grease pig.
Thank you, Southern website.
Ding!
For all your southern slang needs, please visit www.belry.com. /southern slang.
Jesus.
This episode's sponsored by Squarespace.
Or Blue
Oh
Apron.
god.
Has anybody got like a brick or something? Or something we can throw and hopefully like knock him out or something? I'm gonna try and throw something at him to like
Roll
knock
to
him
try
out.
and throw a brick at a running away
Just ask
child.
him to stop.
Didn't we find a crossbow?
Oh no!
You throw your brick, you smash a window, and keep running after the child.
It was
You
that. It was that boy. He's running away. Get him! She threw
You
the
there.
brick.
CSI Barovia, come back!
I'm gonna pretend that it didn't happen and just look innocent.
Run after him.
Oh god, CSI Barovia, I'm on the chase.
Yeah.
I'm not going to throw my spear at him, but I'm going to run after him.
Right,
That's why you're the smart one.
right. Roll to see if you can catch him then. You don't seem to get that close to him. Is anyone else trying to catch him?
Yeah, I want to roll and see if I can like tackle him from behind.
Okay, roll. You get close, but you don't seem to get him. He runs into a building and slams the door behind him.
I mean, Karen's been chasing young men for years. This is her special subject. I mean, hey Karen, actually, that was a good joke. I'm going to do it in character. Karen, you're good at chasing young men. Why don't you have a go?
I'm afraid 17's a little young for me.
Yep, that's more like giving Tyler an older brother.
I heard he called Tyler a dickhead.
Who was saying this?
The grave guy, as he jumped out, he's like, "Oh man, that's a grave dug for Tyler. Now I gotta go and run back to my house and find him."
It's gonna cyberbully him too.
It's like, he's gonna go home and bully him by pigeon post.
Yeah.
She's going to coo at him. Send him a coo.
I mean, it's still a tweet, surely.
No, because pigeons say coo.
Oh, that's
Belry, remember how I told you please don't get in the role of Tencho of having to explain your jokes?
Right.
Right, so I'm
Good
looking
doggy,
at
he
the door.
ran.
Okay, so you're now all standing, half of you breathless, outside this house. You can hear the sound of someone inside pulling furniture in front of the door. What do you do?
Right. Is there a back?
A bat?
No, is there a back like door or?
Oh, right. Yeah, there is,
that-
yeah.
Right, I'm gonna go round the back
Okay.
just to make sure the exit's covered.
Okay. Are you going into the house or just waiting around the back?
Does anyone want to go in the house first?
Is there like a window?
There is, but it's like securely fastened shut.
let's all
But
just
can
go
we
through the back
see
then.
through the window?
You see through the window, and there seems to be an older man with his back to a large worker table, and he seems to be holding a cross and breathing heavily.
I'm
We can just
gonna.
walk through the back then.
Well, we could try attack it from both angles. Some of us can go through the front, and some of us can go through the back.
Right,
Nice.
I'm gonna. Don't know.
How does CSI Barovia approach us?
What if one of us makes a ruckus on the front door while someone sneaks around the back?
If you want a locked door opening, you know I'm your man.
It's true.
Yeah, same here.
It.
Well, women.
If you've got a locked woman you need opening.
Not what I meant, but okay.
Right. Rosie, let's kick this door down.
I'm gonna go run
You
the back
kick it
then.
down. I'll be ready for witty banter.
So strong.
Okay, roll.
I'm gonna take this shit down.
Okay, you begin kicking on the door. Nothing much seems to happen. You just begin to keep kicking on the door. The door doesn't seem to move.
Right, I'm gonna go around the back and kick in the back door then.
Okay, roll.
Nope.
You run up to the back door, you trip on the steps and smack off the floor.
God damn it!
Is there an upper floor?
There is an upper floor, yes.
Are there any convenient windows I could try and scale my way up and into?
Or a drain pipe?
You could try.
I would like to try.
Okay, roll. You
That's
try
a
and climb a
3.
building. You think, I'm just run up this wall. Again, you sort of scrabble and fall straight down and smash into the ground.
Ozmand, what are you doing?
It looked easier.
Right. I've
Right,
got
let's
it.
just
Rose-
smash the windows.
I was gonna say, Rosie, if I kneel by the window, run and jump through the window, do a roll, land and say something witty, I believe in you.
Hey,
Tubbs is gonna make himself into a step to
Right.
aid in crashing
he
through the
takes a
window.
step back to do a run up.
Roll to do the elaborate plan. Let's check before you do. Who is going through the window?
I'm jumping
Rosie.
through the window.
Okay, you run at Tubbs. You forget just before you land at Tubbs that Tubbs is still a halfling and Rosie is a fully grown person. You basically barrel through Tubbs and the two of you crash into a heap.
Oh,
This is
fuck.
going very well.
Tubbs potentially has a broken finger.
Well, on my anniversary with Mick, he took me burgling, so I reckon I can get that lock open.
Okay, on you go, Karen.
No.
Karen breaks something in the lock. The lock is now looks like half a screwdriver hanging out of the door.
Is that the door lock or the window lock?
The door lock.
To be honest, Mick did most of the locks. I just sort of carried everything I could.
Damn,
Right.
you make Florentino.
Meg, you got any
That's
plan?
Spanish sausage.
Right. If I recover from my slapping
Yes.
okay. I'm gonna get up and I'm just gonna kick the door, kick the
Okay.
back door, and try and kick it open because
Okay.
I'm pissed off now because I fell and hurt myself.
Oh.
Stuff.
Yes!
You get up and kick through the back door. You do a sort of combat roll into the main room, screaming CSI Barovia.
In hindsight, we could have
CSI Barovia!
Oh god.
The Who
You-
starts playing.
You
I'm afraid we're all quite unhinged.
Oh god.
That pun did not impress me very much.
I'm just gonna slap Tubbs for that.
Karen Shania Lebowski.
Can we go deeper?
That's what she said. Hey.
Right, so pre-frame.
Meg's barreled into the room and she notices that there's a wardrobe, a very shoddily made wardrobe against the front door. There is a man sort of sobbing in a curled up ball, clutching a cross. What do you do?
Right, I'm gonna march up to him and be like, dude, what the hell?
He
We're only here to ask you
he
questions.
drops the cross and says, "It's fine, I'm ready to die, I'm ready to die, I'm ready to die, I'm ready to die, I'm ready to die."
I'm gonna slap him and be like,
Okay.
we're not gonna kill you. Not yet.
Okay, roll.
Tubbs mine.
I might not mean to.
Oh God.
Okay. You slap him across the face, he continues just to sort of gibber, and he's physically shaking as you're holding him.
Before you die, you wouldn't happen to have seen any of them hold the bones anywhere.
You're literally holding him up by the collar, and he's just shaking, really violently shaking.
Okay.
Is there a kitchen in this place?
Well, the rest of you are still outside.
I'm going to go through the back door and look for a kitchen. Is there a kitchen?
Yes.
Do I recall the name of that saint whose bones have been stolen? Was it Saint Anne something?
I'm letting you remember these things, I'm not telling you.
Whoa, but Tubbs has a better memory than I do.
Is it Angelo? No, it wasn't Angelo.
And it was Anne something. Can I roll to try and remember?
Sure.
No.
You're sure it was St. Andy?
Okay, cool. Is there a kitchen?
Yes.
Is there any flour in the kitchen?
No.
Is there any white substance in the kitchen?
CSI Barovia, got any white substance?
If there isn't, I've got some you can plant.
Check the cocaine cupboard.
Okay, is there any, like, table linen or anything?
No.
Oh,
When you
man.
break in and you look at the kitchen, there is literally a coffin sitting on the table that's lying empty.
Oh, great.
Coffin.
Well,
Okay. Can I
there's-
sneak into a bedroom or something and try and find a sheet? It's very important.
Sure. You can find a sheet lying around, that's easy enough.
Cool.
Why?
Well, so who currently isn't in that room? Oz.
Currently in the main room is, well, the front room, sorry, is Meg holding this poor creature by the collar, and that's all that's in that room really, apart from there's like a sort of desk counter kind of thing.
Oz,
and in the
can I
room
borrow
back
your
behind-
bread knife, please? Can I borrow your bread knife, please, Oz?
I mean,
For 1
sure, but
second.
I'm gonna want it back.
That's fine. Literally 2 seconds. I'm going to cut 2 little holes in the sheet
What are
Okay,
you
and
up
give it back
to?
to Oz.
right.
Okay.
And I'm going to
Okay.
walk into the lounge or wherever this guy is and be like, "I am the
Fucking
ghost of Saint Andy. Where are my bones? You have occurred my wrath."
Roll a d20.
That's the one.
It was fine till you tripped on your own
Yep.
sheet and you fall headfirst into the counter with a proper like BAM! And you're lying there unconscious as the sheet's beginning to turn crimson.
I kind of had to see what happens when you take the shin bones.
Do you mean I'm on fire? If you mean
No,
I'm
I
on
mean
fire.
you're bleeding.
You're bleeding.
Okay.
You're bleeding from the face somewhere. No one really knows where, it's just the sheet's turning red.
I mean, if we're looking to like scare this guy, I look like a literal demon.
I'm gonna put this poor guy down on the couch again and just be like,
Okay. You set him down and he continues to cry.
"It's alright, you can keep crying. Just chill out. It's okay."
Window in disbelief.
Are you doing anything about the unconscious bleeding Tubbs?
I'm just gonna stare at it and be like, "Oh, you fucking idiot."
I'm kind of worried that if we do attend to him, it will ruin the illusion of him being a ghost.
That's
Rough
true.
round.
That's very true.
Can I just check a thing? Was this whole thing meant to just be a conversation in the graveyard with a gravedigger before we
Yeah,
fucked
it
it up?
was. It
Yes.
was.
He ran. He ran. It's
Oh,
his
believe
fault.
me, there are many things that have literally just been one line out of the entire adventure that you've taken to last like 20 minutes, so I've just gone, fuck it, run with it.
Fucking fantastic. Hey, where is the kid? Surely we should find him.
Nope.
He just tells you his son is upstairs, but please leave him alone. It's not his fault.
We just want to talk to him, that's all.
Bones are in the fucking coffin.
He he asks you, is this about the bones?
Yes. Do
He
you know anything?
he tells you that it's his fault. His son stole them.
Do you know where he put them?
He tells you that they're out lying in a shallow grave outside.
Well, why don't
Right.
we march this kid out there and get him to dig up those bones?
Yeah, because the description of a shallow grave doesn't seem to narrow it down a lot in this whole area. There's a lot of shallow graves around.
He points outside and
We
tells
saw
you
where
to
he was
dig under
digging.
a certain like flower pot or something.
Right.
I'm gonna go into the house and put Tubbs on my back. He's quite small, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
You
Careful it doesn't bleed on you.
pick him up. The sheet is now more crimson than white.
Are you
And you
dying?
pull it off and find Tubbs has completely bust his nose.
Oh shit. As he kind of slaps him around a bit. Tubbs, can you hear me?
Wake him up.
I love how he falls, cracks his head, busts his nose open, and the first thing you can think to do is, let's slap him around the face to wake him up.
Slap him around a bit, yeah.
Rosie looks up like,
Serious head trauma be damned.
I think he's really hurt.
Slap him some more. I hear that's what you're meant to do for a concussion.
And so Tubbs died. I mean, if I do die, at least I'll become more of a literal ghost. And it will work.
Right, we got to help him.
Then can we like staunch the bleeding a bit with the
You
sheet?
can heal
and just, like,
Tubbs,
kinda-
yes.
Yeah, let's heal Tubbs.
Okay, I'm assuming, I would say roll for it, but you just heal him. Just take some time and stop him bleeding. And you go to the garden and you dig up a very moth-eaten black sack full of these bones.
I just have this image of Tubbs walking around with like 2 bits of tissue paper up his nose.
Is he conscious yet?
I mean, so everybody, do we need to find out why they actually took these bones before we take them back?
Do you know what? I'm just really impressed that you pulled that off. I'd clap if I didn't have to hold so much talk.
Oh god. So,
Will we just go back and not bother talking to the kid because it's just like, come on. Like, do we need to talk to him?
Why? We need to find out why, don't we?
Yeah, there was probably a good reason why they stole it. I don't know.
Yeah, what if he just steals it again?
Yeah, that's true actually. Should maybe ask him what the deal is.
Karen needs to give him a hiding.
It seems that boy could do with 1 or 2.
1 or 2 hands.
You're trying to whoop that boy's ass.
So, you go back into the house. The man hasn't moved, he's still sort of sitting on the floor. What do you do?
I say, we're just gonna go ask your kid why he stole those bones, if that's cool.
He
Unless you
tells
know.
you that he is behind why they going missing.
Okay. Then.
Tell us, man. We won't get you in trouble.
He gestures to a sack next to him that's full of lead coins and tells you he was manipulated by someone.
Do you know who?
He shakes his
What was his
head
name?
and tells you that he's been trying to build furniture because his entire life he's been a gravedigger and then a coffin maker because that's what the job is, but he's sick of the death. So he attempted to get out of it by building furniture, but the problem is he can't build good furniture. It just collapses after a week, but he's still trying.
You might want to try, like, bracing the joints, or, like, using nails, or not just, like,
He's using toothpaste, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
you know.
He tells you that about 3 weeks ago a noble turned up from out of town and he bought all of his stock. So he paid for all this to be taken away and then informed him that he wanted this last trophy piece that he'd heard was in this town, and if he could acquire it for him he would pay him quite handsomely for it. Now he'd never heard of where these bones were, but one day his son came in and informed him that his friend had also told him that there was this relic beneath the church, and it was then the coffin maker realised that this is the relic that the noble was looking for. So he sent his son to get it, and the next day he sent a message to the noble to say that he had acquired the artifact. The noble sent a representative who literally turned up with this bag of gold, took the bones off him, poured them on the floor, spat on them and then left. 2 days later that pile of gold turned to lead.
He was a goddamn gravedigger. Surely you could have just given him any old bones.
These were special bones, they used to glow.
I suspect they've now been desecrated, from what I know about the holy magics, which isn't a lot, but I suspect they're no longer good for blessings.
So basically, we've lost out on our priest blessing our stuff.
I mean, maybe he could bless the bones, but I can't do it, Mum. That has my thing. I wonder if that means that the entire town is now ready to be under attack from something evil, you know?
Yeah, that's a good kind of idea.
It was
Basically, this guy screwed everything up now.
Yep, you've screwed everybody over now.
It would
Well,
seem
just
this
yourself.
noble did not have the most noble of intentions.
No.
And Karen smiles to herself. And yeah, sunglasses come out of nowhere and she puts them on.
Freeze frame.
Freeze frame, CSI Barovia. Right, so, you have a choice now. You can take the bones back to the priest. You can do something with the coffin maker if you want, or what do you want to do?
Well, there's not really much point well, we could take the bones back to the priest, but we'll have to tell him the bad news that they're no longer holy.
Well, technically, the deal was for us to bring him the bones, not for us to bring him the bones and make sure they're still holy. So, I mean...
Yeah. Point.
Yeah, we're sticking with the letter of the law rather than the spirit of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so you pick up the bones and you leave the house. It's now pretty dark, and as you get near the church, you hear the sound of breaking glass.
Oh dear.
Stone cold.
Is that boy throwing bricks again?
That boy breaking more windows.
And I look around
Perception check?
Is it coming from the church?
It's coming from the church, yes.
Tubbs is gonna be serious for 3 seconds in his life and run towards the church, brandishing his candlestick.
Fair enough.
That guy's my only solution to get a wand. Hurry up!
God damn
Let's
it.
go, lads.
So, you all run towards the church. As you get there, you see, through one of the broken windows of the church, you see the broken and like twisted body of the priest lying amid broken glass.
The guy
What
was
do you do?
ancient too.
Somebody threw the priest through the window.
This guy was really old.
As in, sorry, the inside or outside?
He's been thrown outside.
He's been defenestrated, if you will.
What you talking about, boy?
Ah, well, it's the word that means thrown out a window.
Well, why not just say that, boy?
I'm gonna go and check on the priest and be like, hey, priest, we got your bones. So, wand?
God
Hi,
damn.
He
Parkinson's in
looks at
there,
you, the sort of life fades from his eyes as he stares up at you as you ask him for the wand.
Meg, try and slap him around.
Oh my god, you absolute idiot.
Can I try and save the priest?
You can try, yes, roll.
I'm gonna shove Tubbs out the way and just like frantically try and save this priest. No, I'm not.
No, the more you try and help, the more blood ends up all over your hands.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Who did this, old man?
get out.
He's already dead.
It's already dead. Right.
Who killed you?
Who killed your body?
Okay,
Who killed you?
that's
Who
fine.
did this? Tell us who did this.
The evidence will tell us.
Tubbs is gonna pull out his wand. His super awesome star wand. Right. Stand back, everybody. This is Tubbs' moment to shine. And he's gonna look down at the priest. Hold
I
one hand
stand
kind of
alone.
over the body. Get ready to flourish the wand. I'm like, Ordis, Dino Bino, and do a big incantation. And
Roll.
then thrust it at the priest and bring him back from the dead.
Roll. Your chanting begins to bring a semicircle of people who are walking over to you, seeing Meg bent over this priest, frantically like slamming into his chest, getting covered in blood, and Tubbs standing chanting demonic.
This is not what it looks like.
The priest had tried to steal the holy bones, and we stopped him.
I'm gonna calmly stop trying to give CPR and bless myself and go, I'm so sorry that we couldn't save you, and just like slowly like creep away from like.
I mean, I'm still blaming the whole crime on the priest.
I'm just slowly backing away. Like,
Tubbs is trying again. No, trust me, he'll tell us the whole story.
The evidence will support us.
Oh, Christ. So, everyone sort of is very sort of hushed silence as they stare at the body of the priest. You notice then a very sort of fat man pushes way forwards, going, what's all this here?
You,
And
you
as he
must
gets
be
to
the
the front, he
burger.
goes, no, what has happened here?
Somebody threw the priest through the window.
Who threw the priest through the window?
Something evil.
Something evil? But what is this evil thing that has thrown the priest through the window?
Maybe it was after him because it stole the bones.
It's stolen the bones?
No, the priest stole the bones.
What bones is this? You're not making any sense.
These bones!
The holy relic.
So, someone evil stole those bones that you're holding and then killed the priest.
Yes.
the-
Yeah,
Then why do you have the bones?
because we
because we
recovered them.
was We are CSI Barovia, and we were sent to find them.
One of you choose and roll to see if they believe you for CSI Barovia.
I mean, that's Karen.
Fuck.
Do you believe us?
I was just checking to see if I had, like, etiquette for some reason, which of course I don't.
Etiquette.
Yeah, Karen's got etiquette.
Karen does not have
Okay.
etiquette.
He just about, literally just about, believes you that you weren't responsible and that you did try and save him, despite the evidence saying that you're covered in blood and holding a bag of bones that you're frantically waving in his face.
Right now in the church, who's just thrown him out? Shouldn't we go and investigate?
Oh, right, good idea.
That's what CSI
after you.
Barovia would do, yeah.
Let's go, team!
After you, Rosie.
Come on, guys.
You're the only one of us
Weapons
having a
out.
real weapon. I pull out my candlestick. I'm prepared for
Oh
like
god.
I'm prepared
So-
for like that bam 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 music as we all walk in. With like
Karen,
Yeah,
get
let's
out your
go.
mace. Let's go, team!
oh yeah, actually, Karen's got a mace, and Meg's got daggers, Oz has
Yep.
got a crossbow and a bread knife.
I don't have
Rosie's
a
got a
crossbow.
spear.
Rosie had the crossbow.
I've got a
Oh, shit,
crossbow
everyone's got
and
a
a spear.
You could tie
I've
the
got my
crossbow
candlestick,
to the
thank you.
spear.
Alright, come on, let's just go.
Yeah.
Rosie charges in.
Okay, you get round to the door of the church and you find the doors have been ripped open by something, as in one of them is hanging off the hinges and the other one's just as is, but it's wide open. You notice inside that there was a lock on the door that seems to have also been ripped off when the door got ripped out the way. You notice that several of the pews have been destroyed, like had someone thrown through them, and you notice a very large pool of blood at the front of the church.
Is there anyone to be seen?
No.
Are there any bloody footprints from the blood pool?
Roll to see if there's any footprints.
I do have tracking.
You do have tracking, yes.
Gotta keep track of that boy.
Ooh.
The one set of footprints seems to be the priest that got thrown out the window, the other set seems to lead to where you are.
Natural one.
Natural one.
Just for
Karen
I walk
picks up
through them.
Karen picks up a cigar that seems to have been left and starts smoking it.
Karen, that's evidence.
Karen, give me that. Give me that, Karen.
No, man. I will not let you take this away from me.
I'm gonna roll for this, actually.
God.
Roll to take Karen's cigar.
Damn it.
Nope, you don't. She paws you off.
Blow
Well-
smoke in Meg's face.
Gang, it looks like we've got a mystery to solve.
Bitch.
This
The
way.
mystery of the missing cigar.
As we're losing track again. Come on, he went this way. Follow me!
I have not had something this fancy since I robbed that, Mega Man a few months back. You're not taking this away from me. Apparently, Karen is now a petty criminal as well.
Just googled Nick Florentino and there's just so... Oh, I found a perfect one.
Is there a real Mick Florentino?
Mick or Nick?
Mick with an M.
I've got Nick.
Close enough. Karen doesn't read well. It could be anything.
well.
Karen was too busy smoking, at the bike sheds to
Right,
pay
okay.
attention in school. At 5, apparently, which is when you learn to read.
Right, so you follow the blood trail to the entrance you just broke in from, and it leads to the town walls. And you
Okay.
notice on the other side of the wall that that's where the Lake Barovia begins.
Oh dear. I mean, maybe we should come back in the morning when there's not a massive beast stalking the night.
So, was the killer one of them amphibians?
The legendary Fishman.
Like an amphibian, but Karen doesn't know how to pronounce amphibian.
Amphibian.
So you return to the scene of the crime, and you notice Victavio is there, and he's looking over the body, and he goes, "Well, there's these strange markings here. Maybe we need to do something with this body." And the mayor is going, "No, we're meant to have the festival of the sun start tomorrow, but we can't with this tragic event. But we'll do a festival of his life. We'll live the priest. Everyone will be happy again."
I'm guessing you like your festivals.
Oh yes,
Who doesn't like a festival? It's a good gig.
I'm just imagining putting a little hat on the priest's corpse and like just having him at the festival.
Well, like weekend at
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, that's the thing that I haven't seen either.
Oh, fuck's
Because
sake.
Oh,
Barry.
God.
every episode of this needs to reveal how much of a Philistine I am.
So what we need is a sombrero.
Octavio looks towards you and says, I think we should burn the body.
Yeah, I agree. Just in case.
The mayor is
a
very...
little waste.
The mayor is very declaring that, no, we need to put him on a plinth and bring him through the city and let everyone write songs about how wonderful a life he had.
Well, here's
Do
an
you have any
option.
musical instruments?
That's good point. Yeah.
You, man, you have a squeeze box.
Please
You're
no.
so good at it, you even got him laid.
Hey man, my friend Oz, he's a sick bard. Do you have like a guitar he could have and write songs about the...
Well, he has a squeeze box, I can see it there.
Sick Bob.
Do you have a guitar? What is squeeze box?
Wait, what is this guitar you're talking about?
It's got like 6 strings and like.
Oh, a harp.
Yes.
Oh, that'll do in a pinch.
With squeeze box, though.
Look, kind of town. Sorry, Oz, I tried.
It's fine. One of these days, we're gonna find that squeeze box factory, and we're gonna burn it to the ground.
I want it to be some little old man who makes squeeze boxes as a hobby.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. If
It's
Tubbs
just
gets to
really
murder randomers, I get to burn down, and I've got a reason behind mine at least.
Yeah.
I will burn down that old man.
So, as the mayor begins to incite the crowd to pick up the body and start taking him through a plinth, and you're standing there with Octavio, what do you do?
Why do you think we should burn this body?
He looks at you and looks back at the body and says, well, there was certain marks around the neck that maybe we shouldn't leave him with them.
I don't like that idea. I don't like that.
Yeah, Burger Man, Burger King, is that your name?
I have no idea who you're talking about, so...
Have it your way,
Burger.
Tubbs.
The guy in charge.
Oh, the mayor sort of wandered off with the body.
Oh shit. Well, we should probably go and burn that body.
Yeah. Especially since there's marks on it.
I say let him have the fun. We can have a party, enjoy the festival, maybe meet some people. I don't know. Sounds like a good time.
I tell you what, let's retire back to our windmill and think about it.
We don't know where the windmill is though.
Maybe if we go and get the small one from the toy man and then stand really close to it, but it'll look like we're far away from it, but like near it.
Some of that there false perspective stuff.
Yeah, well, we're gonna fake up some kind of holiday photo.
Exactly.
A postcard. But why?
Hey, that's a good point actually. Prancy man, you appear to know about the goings on here more than anyone else does. The toy maker wouldn't tell us about the windmill. What's the deal with the red windmill, Prancy dude?
He sort of looks at you and says, oh, you'll meet her. They make the rounds tomorrow. You'll meet her then.
Windmills generally don't have genders.
Oh,
Unless
God.
maybe it's
I
like
think-
a ship, you know, like a ship is a she. Maybe the windmill is as well.
I think we're all in agreement that this isn't an exactly a regular windmill.
Who is they? Who is they and what rounds are they making? Because I'll be honest, that sounds a bit like a sacrifice to me and I'm not game.
Yeah, we're gonna have to evict them from our windmill. Fuck it.
Next week on Curse of Penance RPG, will Belry ever find out who lives in his windmill? Tune in for more adventures and japes with Curse of Penance RPG.
The bell tolls. The end is nigh. For this week, at least. Join us again next week for more of our tale. This podcast is an adaptation of Curse of Strahd, a 5th edition D&D adventure. It was adapted from the original story by Nikoli. The podcast features Nikoli, Amy, Belry, AJ, Lexa, and Matt. All music was written and performed by Boström. Artwork was by John Moore.